What is going on, everybody? Temperistic here, back again, and today we're going to be doing a little bit something different. It's something I've done on the channel, but it's been a while, and I've usually only done it for like Halo games, or I think I've done it for like one Gears of War game. But from now on, when I finish, a game that I've really enjoyed, I want to continue the series where I say the top 10 reasons. Whether a game is bad or good, I want to continue this series, and I just, believe it or not, recently finished Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I've been done with the main story for quite some time, but I just got done with the whole entire map, all the side missions and all that, and the story as a whole, I've finally finished, along with the Phantom Liberty DLC, which was just phenomenal. So we're going to get started with the top 10 reasons why Cyberpunk 2077 is a masterpiece. I know some people have some other feelings about it due to the launch of the game, but that isn't going to really affect my rating whatsoever, which I believe is a 10 out of 10 for this game, and I will explain why. I just rolled out of bed, and I don't know, I've just been, ever since I, finished it yesterday. I didn't finish it yesterday, because yesterday I finished the Black Ops 6 campaign. I finished it the day before, because today is Friday, so Wednesday I finished it, and Black Ops 6 is going to get its own video as well, because that campaign was wonderful. So before we get started, so number one is going to just be the comeback of the game from CG Projekt Red. Now, I haven't really played The Witcher 3 much, played it a little bit, but I understood that The Witcher 3 also had a similar launch to their game as well. I don't know entirely the details. I just heard from multiple people that have played, pretty much all the CG Projekt Red games, that it wasn't great. But I was here at the launch of Cyberpunk 2077, and it was pretty miserable, I gotta say. The cars were dipping in and out of the roads. People were T-posing all over the place. People were just teleporting in and out. All the NPCs were just disappearing into thin walls or coming out of thin air. Guns weren't really doing what they were supposed to be doing. People weren't taking damage. The list goes on and on of the glitches. We probably have a list of 100 to 200 glitches that were, just game breaking or ruin the immersion or everything. But I'm here to tell you that if you were to pick up the game today, your experience is going to be phenomenal. It really is. Now there are a few glitches left in the game. Everyone's experience is going to differ, depending on if you play it on PlayStation, PC, or Xbox. I played it on the Xbox Series X. For me, was amazing. Very little issues. There's still some glitches out there right now. Glitches that, off the top of my head, are still in the game. About 50% of the time, 50% it doesn't. The radio in my car works or doesn't work, which isn't that big of an issue. It's either I can listen to music, or I'll just be hearing the awesome engine of whichever car I choose. Other glitches, sometimes like you'll kill an enemy and you'll still be talking to them, and they'll still be talking back. And then sometimes your character won't talk, but it happens very rarely. Sometimes my game would get stuck on the loading screen, and not a big issue. I just quit my game and restart it, and because the autosave feature in Cyberpunk is so phenomenal, and it seems to save every minute. It really feels like it saves every minute. I can just go back into the last load, and then I'm back to where I was. So not a big issue there. But really, I can already hear people in the comment section being like, well, Temperistic, the game, it should have been there at day one. It should have been ready and stuff like that. It's like, how can you say all these good things about the game when they had to issue refunds and PlayStation took it off their store and all that? It's like, yeah, that's true, but let's compare Cyberpunk the horrible launch that Cyberpunk had to the horrible launch that Halo the Master Chief Collection had. What's the difference between these two games? Well, one of them has a game developer that actually gives a damn and cares about its fans, and the other one just doesn't give a shit. I mean, what? How long did it take for what was he, like, the head game designer? I don't remember his name. I see his face, but I don't remember his name. I don't know if he's like the head guy of the game or whatever, but he's definitely up there. What was it? A few days, maybe a week after launch, and he issued an apology that actually felt authentic, and he made promises that he kept, and and then how long did it take for us to get an apology from Bonnie Ross, the head of 343? It took, what, a year? 2 years? And they haven't even... And there's still a big chunk of the game that's broken. With Halo 1 and Halo 2, half of the game in Master Chief Collection is still, not working, multiplayer-wise. And now she's gone. That tells you anything. So... and that's another thing, is that most of the people that were there at launch for CG Projekt Red are still there. Pretty much everyone at the launch of MCC, they're gone now, But we've already made all our videos regarding Halo. I just wanted to make a quick comparison there. Basically, CG Projekt Red gives a shit. And that's why, they're like the developer of No Man's Sky, a developer that recognizes the mistakes that they've made. And they're like, you know what? Hold on. Let us cook. We're going to fix this. And they fixed it, And I just said, hey, I'm going to put Cyberpunk 2077 to the side. I'm not going to go for a refund, because I had a feeling. That they were going to work on this game and it was going to be a masterpiece. And lo and behold, I was right. And I'm glad that I didn't uninstall the game. And I'm glad that I didn't ask for a refund. Because, wow. Anyone that doesn't play this game, you are missing out, and you are doing yourself a huge disservice. Let me tell you. If you like also amazing music, amazing story, feel like your choices matter, if you want to have just amazing freedom to do whatever you want in a game, here you go. This is it. This is your story that you can make however you want. I don't know what there's like 4 or 5 endings, one of them being a secret ending to this game. There's, you really have to be careful with what you say to a character in the main storyline, because it can affect yourself down the road, and you could want to talk to them, many, many missions down the road, and all of a sudden they hate you, and you're just like, what the hell, and then you remember that you said this to them, and you're like, oh shit, I fucked up, and I can't do anything about it. So yeah, you gotta be careful what you say to characters, because this is really a realistic story here. So basically, another thing I want to talk about is I guess it was leaked or something that at launch 95% of the story was done and only 5% of the gameplay was worked on, which makes sense. But would you rather have it the other way? I don't think so. So it's good that 95% of the story was done on day one, because of that, all they had to do was work on the gameplay, and they just kept pumping them out, patch after patch, and boom, they kept fixing stuff, and here we are with amazing gameplay to go along with the amazing story. Number 2, talking about the amazing story, I'm going to try my best not to spoil anything, even though the game's been out for a while. But man, just the story, how it makes you feel, it makes you care, it makes you want to give a damn, and just all the different, paths that you can go to and stuff like that. The options that this game gives to the player it's just crazy. I've never played a game like this where you have so many options. Without spoiling anything, I think I'm going to leave that there. Just amazing story. It's just amazing. It's a movie with you at the center of it. I mean, they literally could have just gotten rid of the gameplay, made this game like a Telltale game, and just have it be a game where you make choices, and it still would have been phenomenal. I mean, look at all the different stuff that has come out from Cyberpunk. I think I heard that they want to do live action of this game, and put it on Netflix or whatever. I mean, we already have on Netflix Cyberpunk Edge Runs. If you have not seen Edge Runners, I already made a video on it. I think it was another top 10 video, top 10 reasons why Cyberpunk Edge Runners is amazing. You need to watch Edge Runners. It's really short. It's only one season, but man, every episode it just feels like its own thing, and you need to watch Edge Runners. It's going to make you feel some type of way. Let me tell you. So that's where we're going to end on the story there. Gameplay. Number 3, gameplay. It's got something for everybody. If you want to be a stealth hacker, you can do that. If you want to go in guns blazing, you can do that. Or if you just want to be a crazy close quarters combat person, swinging a baseball bat, swinging a lead pipe, swinging your samurai sword. I mean, the amount of melee weapons in this game is crazy. The amount of guns in this game is crazy. The amount of ways that you can hack your enemy is crazy. You can, with just hacks alone, you can blind them, you can stun them, you can make them spontaneously combust. I mean, this game, hacking wise, I think this game is better than Watch Dogs. Pick whatever Watch Dogs you want to pick. Pick it. Compared to this game, the amount of hacking that you do in this game is beyond Watch Dogs. Because not only, I mean, you can hack while you're gunslinging in the middle of a fight, because when you start hacking, it slows down time. I mean, it's just crazy. You hold down the button and all 10 different things pop up where you can hack, and it tells you how much energy it's going to take from you and all that. So just in regards to the skill tree in this game and the 6 different subclasses that you can level up, and then you go in and you look at the perks and all that stuff, it's crazy. I'm done with the game. I literally have nothing else to do right now in the game. After doing 280 missions, I think I only leveled up my tree as a whole only halfway. So if that tells you anything, and I'm max level, and I think I did the last 4 side missions or whatever, and I didn't level up. I think I stopped leveling up. So I didn't get any more points, any skill points to use towards the tree in the last 4 missions that I did. If that tells you anything. So yeah, the gameplay is phenomenal. It's just compared to day one, and it's just amazing. Moving on to number 4 with the guns. The legendary guns in the game, or exotic, whatever game you come from. I know in Destiny they call the top guns exotics. In other games they call them legendaries. But the top guns in this game are phenomenal. Some of the guns talk to you. Some of the guns, you can just stand still, hold down the button, and then the bullets will go towards your enemy. So if there's any handicapped people out there that, because of your illness or whatever thing that's handicapping you, you aren't that good at first-person shooters, there's guns in the game that you can use that will basically shoot for you. So you don't have to worry about that. I mean, you've got shotguns, assault rifles, precision rifles, sniper rifles, pistols. You've got revolvers. You got these huge chain miniguns that you can pick up from enemies. The list goes on and on. You can go to a gun vendor and you can just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and the amount of guns is just crazy. The different roles that you can get, it puts Destiny 2 down, a pedestal in regards to just the different customizations that you can do with these guns. At the end of the game, I think I ended up, it sucks that you can only have 3 guns or 3 weapons on you at a time, and there is a weapon wheel, so you hold down Y or whatever your weapon wheel is, and you can cycle through your stuff. That's another thing I want to talk about is technically, actually, you can have 4 weapons on you, because you can go to a Ripper Doc, which is basically a doctor, a guy you go to, and he can, put implants on your guy for you. So he can make it to where, your hacks are better. He can make it to where your hand-to-hand combat is better. He can make it to where you have, extra vitality, extra stamina, things like that. Now, what I just talked about with the guns and customizing them, holy moly. The amount of ways that you can customize your body in the game, it's double that. It's ridiculous. There was so much of it, I was just overwhelmed, and I just didn't care. I'm just like, give me that, give me that, give me that. I had like $1.5 million, and I'm just spending it. I'm just like, sure, dude, hook me up with this and that. It's just like, there's too much to read. It's just crazy. It's just the choices that they give you. There's probably 100 different ways that you can modify your gameplay in this game. The chances that your buddies that play this game, that your build is even close to theirs, is very small. There's just no way. You can make it to where you can put these blades in your arm. You can put these blades in your arm, and you just like have this little sword, and they showed it in the first Cyberpunk trailer that ever came out, where the guy or girl that you play as, pulls out the sword out of their arm and stuff like that. So you don't even have to use a samurai sword. You can put the samurai sword away, use that slot for a different gun, and then you can have your blade be your samurai sword. But at the end, I did switch to gorilla arms, which was a lot stronger than the blade. Like hold down and doing a hard punch, it just knocks out anyone that I go up against. So yeah, at the beginning of the game, you get 3 choices. You can start off living on the streets, or you can start off being a nomad, which is like you being part of a family and being out in the Doonies, or you can start off as a corpo guy, starting off in Arasaka Tower and leaving the corporal life and becoming a criminal and all that. The different ways that you can go in this game, it's just mind-blowing. And I could talk about all of them, but this video would be 5 hours long. I'm telling you, just play the game, experience it for yourself, and just look at all the different ways that you can play this game. It's crazy. Number 6 is going to be the music. I really feel like every song, or most of the songs in this game, were specifically made for this game. 2 songs that will live rent-free in my head forever are Let You Down and I Really Want to Stay at Your House. Now, a song name, I Really Want to Stay at Your House, kind of weird, right? But just listen to this song, and especially after watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners, it hits you in the feels. And every time I was driving and the radio worked, I was, waiting for that song to come on every single time. And the Let You Down is kind of like a more mellow song. But you really just gotta, listen to the music in this game. It's phenomenal. There's something for everybody. They even have a radio station for classical music too. So you have that. You have like hard rock. You have, music for weirdos. You have the weirdo music in it. There's K-pop and pretty much everything. There's a rap. And then moving on to number 7, we've got just the character building relationships in this game. There must be 10, maybe 15, 20 people that you can romance in this game, which is just crazy. I think of all the other games that I've played where you can romance people. I think of Mass Effect, and Mass Effect had a good amount of people that you could romance in that game. At least 10 people that I can think of off the top of my head you can romance in that game. Other than that, and what other games are there out there that you can romance people? You can romance people in Assassin's Creed. You usually, obviously, in RPGs. You have Baldur's Gate 3, which I have only played like 30 minutes of. You can romance a lot of people in that game too. So that game is probably the only game that has more romance options than Cyberpunk. But yeah, like I said, it's really important as you reach the end of the game, and even going into the DLC, that you want to really be careful with what you say to the characters that you want to have a relationship with. Not even a romantic relationship with. Just you want them to be on your side, right? And you want to be able to ask them for favors, help you out, because there are going to be points in the game, story-wise, where you're going to be helpless, and if you tell everybody to f off, there's not going to be anybody to help you and all that. So yeah, just the relationships that you have with people in this game, and how they change as the game progresses. It really just immerses you in it. It makes you, you'll be sitting in your chair for 4 to 8 hours, and all of a sudden you'll blink and you're like, oh my god, I'm in a video game. I thought this was real life, But I'm not going to spoil anything. But I really just want to talk about the voice acting for a second, as almost like an honorable mention. The voice acting in this game, everybody did a phenomenal job. We had some cameos. Carnage, who's a big streamer, if you don't know who he is, he was in the game, just standing on the side shouting nonsense towards the beginning of the game, which I thought was pretty funny. And then you had Keanu Reeves, obviously, who just did a phenomenal job, and he's going to be with you through the whole entire game, so that was awesome. So you never feel alone in the game either. And then you had I always mess up his name, but Idris, I forget his name, but he did a phenomenal job. Whoever the voice actress was for Songbird or Somi, whatever you want to call her, she probably takes the cake for being the best voice actor in the game. It really felt like, because there's certain parts of the game where she's in trouble, or she's in pain, or it sounds like she's dying or whatever, and the voice actress just she just nailed it and took it home. So yeah, it didn't feel like there was any voice actor in this game that didn't hit the nail on the head with their character. It felt like everybody was just in it to win it. I don't know, maybe they got paid a lot of money. Maybe that's what it is. But man, everybody they did their part and played their roles phenomenally. And it really just made you think that all of these characters are real and they're not, fictional. But anyways, number 8 is going to be just the visuals, the graphics, and just the realism of this game. Whether you're throwing a grenade or using your samurai sword or whatever, body parts are just flying off left and right. You can decapitate someone. You can cut their arm off. There's not one body part besides maybe the lower end of a person that you can't cut off. You can cut off pretty much any body part of someone in this game at any time. It's crazy. You'll be driving down the road and gang wars will be happening. You'll have cops fighting against a gang, and you'll just be driving down the road, just mind your own business. You'll be walking into a club, walking into a bar, going into a plaza to get some food or some clothes, and then there's just random conversations going on all around you, and you'll stand there for 5 minutes, and the conversation just doesn't change, because in some games like Assassin's Creed, or Mass Effect, or Destiny, the NPCs that you stand around it'll eventually cycle through, and it'll just keep repeating the conversation. But it just, like, I was standing there for 5 minutes listening to two people talk, and it just didn't seem like it was going to end, and I had to leave because I was getting bored. And then just the visuals and the graphics. If you go to my Twitter account, I've been recently posting screenshots that I've taken from Cyberpunk, just looking out into the distance, whether it be at nighttime, looking at Night City and the lights, up, and it's just like looking at Los Angeles or Chicago or New York at nighttime and seeing the city lit up. It's just beautiful, it's just amazing. or if it's like the sun's coming up, or it's at sunset, you're just looking off to the distance, you see all the vehicles flying around and stuff. It's really just there's so many different spots that you can go to on the map to get an amazing view. But I can't think of a game besides this one that had. I mean, there maybe Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know. But the graphics are top tier in this game. Everything is just so realistic. It is crazy. And then we'll move on to number 9. Just the freedom of choice that they give to the player. Most of the missions in this game, it doesn't matter if we're talking about main missions or side missions or side missions. They have 3 different ways that you can tackle them. You can let's say for example, you need to get into a club because you need to kill the whoever's in charge of the club or whatever, or you need to talk to them. And then, first of all, obviously you need to get past the bouncer at the door, and he's not going to let you in. There's an option for you to sweet talk him, or you can go in guns blazing, or you can, break in. Like, most of the buildings have like 2 or 3 ways that you can break in, either from the roof or from the side. Some of them have like a fire walkway. If you're trying to break into an apartment or something, the list goes on and on for how the missions. They just let you do it however you want. There are some missions that if you get seen, the mission will end and you will fail, and then you'll have to revert to a checkpoint. But for the most part, each mission has multiple different ways that you can tackle it from. Also, if you level up one of your subclasses to like 10, 15, or 20, there's 6 different subclasses. If you level one of them up a certain amount, when you go and you talk to someone, you'll get an extra option that will, either hinder your progress in the mission and make it harder for you, or it'll make it easier for you. And it'll, even if you don't level up, it'll be there, and it'll just be blacked out, and it'll be basically tell you, hey, you have leveled up to level 10, but in order to get this dialogue option, you need to level it up to 15. So leveling up each one of your subclasses and trying to have a balanced experience is very good. At the end of my playthrough, my least leveled up one was 10, and I had I think I had 3 of them at level 20. So I would say pick your best 3 subclasses for your playthrough and level those up to 20. That way you have about a 50% chance to get that extra dialogue option, because it can help you in the mission. And then last but not least, my voice is starting to die. My voice box is still fucked, by the way. Number 10 is just going to be hours and hours of exploration that you can do in this game, along with the photo editor. A lot of people have been, I don't really mess with photo editing in games. I didn't do it with GTA. I didn't do it with Assassin's Creed. I don't know if Mass Effect had one. I didn't do it with this game. it's just not for me, I want to play the game. I don't want to edit photos and all that stuff. But for the people out there that are artsy-fartsy and are photographers and like to mess with that, the things that they have created are amazing. People have found a way to use the photo editor and hooked it up with their editing program on their computer, and they've edited full-on cutscenes and removed things and added things, and it's just crazy the things that I've seen. So there's that for you. And whether you like it or not, you can spend hours and hours doing it. And then just the exploration, you can go and you can, the amount of cars that you can buy in this game definitely rivals GTA 5. A decent amount of them seem to be reskinned and all that, but there are a lot of different ones. A lot of choices, going from anywhere from Lamborghini to smart car to motorcycles, to, they've got Mustangs, and then you go to just the ridiculous, bulky monster truck cars. And then there's just a lot of Easter eggs in the game, and there's a lot of a lot of the buildings you can just go into, which I know in GTA 6 I think they said they're gonna try to make it to where every single building you're gonna be able to walk into or something like that. Comparing it to GTA 5, there are more buildings in Cyberpunk 2077 that you can go into versus the ones that you can't. And there's just so many different things that you can do in this game. You can walk into all these plazas, and you have all this food that you can buy, and there's so many things that you can like test out and stuff. The consumables in this game can get overwhelming. You're just gonna be picking up random ones, for no reason that don't really do anything to you. Like, you can pick up cigarettes, you can pick up like booze, and other drugs that will hinder you and not help you in any kind of way. But you can always view them in your backpack and your inventory, and it'll tell you, it's like, hey, if you eat a burger, it'll increase your health regeneration for 30 minutes, stuff like that. I played the game 122 hours, and I didn't really care for the item consumables. Usually I didn't have an issue with healing, as long as I, played smart and didn't do dumb things and put myself in harm's way. But that's pretty much gonna do it, How long are we at here? We're at 31 minutes, not bad. But this game has just been an absolute gem, an absolute masterpiece, and give it a try, give it a chance. Whether you like shooters, you literally can beat this game easily without picking up a single gun. I'm telling you, the options are crazy. You can be a hacker for the whole entire playthrough. And another thing I want to talk about with the missions, the side missions in this game. You know what? I think I missed one. Number 5. I think I went from number 4 to number 6. At number 5, the side missions. There's over 200 authentic ones. There's about, I want to say, 280 at the end. But sometimes, like, there's these cyber psychos that you have to capture or not capture, but you have to not kill them and beat them down so they can get picked up by someone. There's a lot of missions that you're pretty much doing the same thing. So that's why I say there's 280, because if you go to your journal, which shows all the missions that you completed, at the end it did say 280. And as far as I know, there's only 3 main things in the game that are repeatable, because there's a part in the DLC where it'll tell you, hey, look, if you go on from this, you won't be able to go back to doing your side missions until you finish it. There's one for this DLC, there's one for the main storyline, and then there's also a third side mission where you can keep inviting your girlfriend or boyfriend over to your house and going on a date with them, so that's always repeatable. So those are the only 3 repeatables in the game. Besides, the racing missions are also repeatable in the game. There's a lot of NCPD missions. Those are not repeatable. I know they're overwhelming, but they will disappear off the map once they're done, which is why you have so many achievements in the game saying, hey, clear out, once you've cleared out all the side missions in this part of the map and NCPD missions, then you'll get the achievement. But yeah, the side missions are crazy. There's just for a little spoiler, there's a side mission where you have to drive this guy to the Ripper Dock because he wants his dick extension removed because it's causing him pain, and that's a really funny small mission. There's a mission where you can team up with a cop to find a serial killer that gets really, it has a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of missions where you get to be a detective in this game, and there's a shard that you can put into your head, and you can basically see the past of these characters from their point of view, and then you can, pause the video and then go into editing mode, almost like you're, flying around the map like in Forge and Halo. And you can just kind of pick apart the different pieces and evidence in the video and stuff like that, which is really cool, and a different way of being a detective that I've done in like Assassin's Creed or Mass Effect or whatever. It's a very interesting way to really piece things together to complete a mission. And then towards the end of the game, there's a little side mission that you can do where you're a detective for upcoming mayor, which has a crazy ending to that. So yeah, most of the side missions in the game have a lot of depth to them. They take you on. I mean, there's one side mission where you get to go underwater and explore this lost city almost. I mean, the game is crazy. The game is just crazy in a good way. I highly recommend it. If you don't play it, like I said, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. I hope. I'm having issues with my software here. It keeps like smashing down and minimizing itself. So hopefully that's not showing in the video for you guys. If it is, as long bear with me. I'm having issues with it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some insight, and I hope I inspired you to want to play Cyberpunk 2077 because it is amazing. There is a bundle that you can get for a good deal where it comes with the main game and it comes with the DLC Phantom Liberty. I highly recommend both of them. They are not going to make another DLC for the game. I'm pretty sure they're working on the next Cyberpunk game, which they said that they do want to make another Cyberpunk game. So yeah, check out the game. Give it a chance. It's amazing. I would not steer you wrong. If you know anything about me, my standards for video games is very high. If you want to know why, Red Dead Redemption 2, that's why. Anyways, either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to be making the top 10 reasons why Black Ops 6 campaign is phenomenal. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, I will be streaming here within the next couple hours. Tackling some other single-player games like High on Life, the Avatar game, and I gotta finish Indiana Jones as well. So yeah, I will catch you guys there. If not, I'll catch you guys in the next video.